Hello and welcome to Experiencing Love. I'm your host, Philip Jackson. I'm so glad that you're here. Today I drew again, except it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, so I kind of fast forwarded it a bit just for you. I think the picture came out really cool. Today I talk a little bit about grace and giving yourself and the people around you grace, what that means and how it shows up. So, before we begin, make sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode. And stick around until the end. I really think it'll be worth it. So without further ado, let's begin. So for today, I really wanted to get into this idea of grace. Grace is really important to me. I don't quite know where it came from, where it's going, and why it's so important to me. I just know that somewhere along the lines, having grace for myself became like a life raft, like a saving grace. In being able to give myself the space, give myself the ability to make mistakes and learn from them, I was able to not live in the darkness that I was living in for so long. I appreciate this idea of grace because it's like permission to be okay when you're not okay. This is a reminder for you to give yourself some grace. You are not perfect. Neither am I. No matter what videos you watch online, no matter what podcasts you listen to, no matter what books you read or people you talk to, you will never find a perfect person. You will never find a perfect experience. You will never have a perfect relationship. You'll never have that perfect body. And so long as we chase perfection, we can never truly be happy. We can never truly be fulfilled. We can never truly appreciate and enjoy life. It's only in grace of the imperfection, that we're able to truly embrace everything that life has to offer, to truly experience love. I don't want a perfect life. I don't strive for one. What I strive for is a life that's just a little bit better than it was yesterday. I strive for a mindset where I can grow every single day because I've never been truly happy when I reached a destination. When I look back at my life, I've always found the happiest times have been when I'm on the way, when I'm making progress. I wholeheartedly believe that progress makes happiness. Happiness comes from progress. If you're perfect, there's nowhere else for you to go. There's nothing else for you to do. There's no version of yourself left to become. Perfection is such a low standard. Instead, giving yourself the grace, the ability to embrace your mistakes, embrace your faults, embrace all your quirks that maybe people have told you to fix or to do something about. Grace for all of it has been one of the very critical keys in becoming who I am today. It's hard to say there's just one thing that has led me to today. There have been steps. There have been multiple doors. And each door that I've walked through had a lock with a different key that was needed. Some locks needed discipline. Some locks needed persistence. Some needed resourcefulness. Some needed excitement, some passion, some love, and many of them also needed grace. Grace for figuring out which lock, which key I needed to find. Grace for being patient when I couldn't figure something out. Grace when other people did things that I didn't like. You can only really have grace for anyone else if you have grace for yourself. You can't give to others what you can't give to yourself. I don't care what you say. If you can't love yourself, you can't truly love others. Not the way you're actually capable of. If you can't trust yourself, I know you can't trust others. If you doubt yourself, you'll doubt others. So how you treat other people tells me everything I need to know about how you treat yourself. And if you disagree, I recommend going back and listening to the episode about honesty. Listen to that episode of honesty and really ask yourself how honest you're being with yourself. Not with everybody else, but with you. What are the odds that you have a mask on right now? One that's been on for so long and it's so tight, it's so heavy that you've forgotten what the truth really looks like. You've forgotten who you really are, who you really look like. I know how you treat yourself. It bleeds into everything that you do. When you're at your most tired and your mask seems to be slipping off, it shows. People know. You have to give other people credit. They can see far more than you're letting on. You don't even know the signs that you're showing. You don't even know the little things that you're putting out into the world, the little signals. And many people won't know it consciously. They won't be able to look at your face and say, oh, that person is feeling scared. That person is feeling frustrated. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But subconsciously, we all know. We might not be able to put it into words, but we can look at your face. We could look at your body and say, oh, this person is not doing okay. This person is lying. Not to me, but to themselves. I've practiced this, and now for many people, not for most, but for many people, I could spot it a mile away. I see exactly what it is that you have going on. I can see exactly when you have a truth that you haven't even admitted to yet. And you may ask, Philip, how could you know this? Well, it's because actions speak much louder than words. I will look at how you behave. I will look at what you do, and it tells me more than you can ever do in words. And when I see people like that, and when I've done that for myself, what's been most important for me is grace. I don't get mad. I don't get upset. I don't feel bad. I don't feel frustrated. I don't feel glad or excited even. I just feel love because I know that something as simple as that is just one door that someone's able to unlock. It's just one door where someone's able to learn about themselves. And I'm obsessive over learning and growing. Like learning about myself, coming up with ways that I can live the exact life that I want to live is something I think about many times a day. I think about it every single day because I know how good it feels to crack the code, to finally open that door and walk through. So whenever I see someone else with a locked door, I get excited for them because I know the joy and the excitement that comes from unlocking that door. I don't always tell people how to unlock the door. That's something they have to figure out for themselves. The most I do is tell them there is a locked door, and it's time for them to feel around for the key to find their way through. As I like to say, when I was doing a lot of coaching, it's my job to give you all the knowledge and all the resources that I have at my disposal. It's my job to tell you what I know, but it's your job to take action. It's your job to do something about it. It's your job to walk through that door and live a life that's different than it is today. I don't feel bad if you don't walk through the door because I know I've done my job. I know I've shown up in the best way that I can, given you all the love and all the knowledge that I have. I know that I've done everything that I can. So I don't feel bad if you don't do what you set out to do. I wait. I give you grace. I give you time. I give you patience because I know that someday you can do it. Someday you will do it. And I like to play the role of a cheerleader. I wait for you to succeed so I could be there and cheer you on. I'll coach you until you get there, but I won't give up on you. So long as you don't give up on yourself, I won't give up on you. There have been people in the past who have felt as though I've left them. There have been people in the past who have felt as though I've pulled away. But what they don't see is that they first pulled away from themselves. What they don't see is that they have shown me through their actions that they're not ready to walk through that door. I've given them all the information and all the knowledge and all the support that I can. But after a certain point, I have to give myself grace and say, hey, you know what? They're not ready, and that's okay. I'll be here and cheer them on when they're ready. But there's nothing left for me to teach them. Out there in the world, the people that you are coming into contact with, just know that it's not your job to save them. You can support them on their journey, but people have to participate in their own rescue. If they need help, they need to ask for help. They need to actually get the help that they need. They don't need you to hound them down. They don't need you to nag them day in and day out. What they need is to want to change. If they don't want to change, they don't have to. If you don't like what someone's doing and they don't want to change, what that really means is it's time for you to change. Either you change the relationship, you set boundaries, you change as a person. Maybe it's time for you to be honest with yourself or for you to have grace with yourself or with them. There's a lot of different ways. I've done all of them. That's actually a complete exaggeration. I know for a fact there's more ways. But what I'm saying is everything that I've told you is something that I've done. I've done all these ways. I've stood by people for years, hoping that they can see the potential that I see. There's also been people who have stepped out of my life. They weren't ready for whatever it is that I wanted them to have next. And that's okay. Listen, none of us are perfect. I could talk about this forever. I've made mistakes. Maybe there's been some people I've left too early. Maybe there's people that I've been there way too long for. We each have one of these. We each have many of these. And it's not about the mistake. It's about learning from it, learning the lesson, and then giving yourself grace and the ability to say, all right, thank you for this lesson. I'm ready to move on. Give yourself grace today. Give it to yourself. Like actually sit down and something that's bothering you, just give yourself the ability to feel it for a moment and say, hey, you know what? It's okay that I feel this way. I don't need to change it just yet. I could change it in 90 seconds. But for right now, let me just feel it. Let me just experience it. Let it happen. You'll find something really interesting happens when you do. It just takes a little practice. I really want to thank you for being here. I know this one was a little bit of a shorter episode, a little more subtle, but something that really did strike home. It really feels important with everything that I've been talking about the past few days, the past few weeks. It's important to give yourself that grace and the ability to just accept everything that's happened. So if you enjoyed, let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you're one that practices grace. Let me know how you practice grace, because it looks different for each of us. And I'm sure that someone coming by can learn from what you have to offer. So until next time, just remember to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.